We're set up on the tripod. Gary here, trail name Jasper. Welcome again to my channel. Today is day, well, after a while, the days, weeks, they just seem to compound. I think, I'm gonna say 31, but you know what, it could be 30. I think it's 31. I think it's 31. And I think it's October the 3rd today, I believe. Anyhow, we're on a little country road as we go along the shoreline of Culpoise Bay and head out of Wyatt. We're on a 1,010 kilometer through hike northbound. Queenston Heights Park, Niagara Falls to Tobermory, with a select group of side trails just to take us over that 1,000 kilometer distance. Just because that's what I wanted to do. 1,000 kilometers plus on this hike. Okay, hey, let's keep going. I'm feeling good. A couple of little issues with underneath and between the toes on the right foot. As far as cracking and so on is concerned, but I have put a vitamin E. Well, I use polysporine because I had that, but it's enriched. The one I got is a triple action, so it's enriched with vitamin E, I think it is, which should help that. Okay. Hey, it's grey, it's rainy. They said it's going to be rainy now. The weather's changed, it's significantly cooler. Cold front came through. Today's 10 degrees Celsius, or about 20 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than yesterday. It's to be expected here in Ontario in October. One day could be 25 degrees Celsius, the next day could be near freezing. So yeah, it's definitely is a transitional period, is October. Okay, let's continue moving forward. Tonight, I'm not sure if we're going to make it there, and I can't think of, well, I think it's called Croker or Coker, but north of here, at about 30 kilometers or so, is a campsite. I may try to make it to that campsite, because that would be good. And I believe that would also mean another hot shower in the morning if I did make it to that campsite, because I believe they have the facilities there. So I think that's kind of the tentative basic plan for the day. We'll know more when we start to put this plan together as the day progresses. Okay, bye. At this point here, we're right next to the lake, walking right along the side of the lake. And I'm sure that in the summertime, this would probably be a beautiful, beautiful swimming spot. Again, it's Culpoise Bay, which is part of Georgian Bay, of course, which is part of one of the Great Lakes here in Canada, namely Lake Huron. So yeah, what an interesting and beautiful little spot. Right over there, way in the distance, you can see the bluffs area and the escarpment. That's what we came through probably yesterday, as we made our way from Owen Sound and arrived yesterday in Wyerton. Okay. The trail's wet, rocky, and slippy. So again, it's very much a caution day. Well, every day's a caution day on a trail, period, but it makes it just that much harder when it's slippy. Just look how close the water comes to the actual trail. It's right here. But then The trail takes a little dip into the darkness. I almost got by that wave coming in from the lake. Into the darkness and into the forest. Yeah, so this is the trail behind me. It's very steep and rocky. They have a handrail. In front of me is the very, very famous spiral staircase going right up the side of this cliff face. Quite unique to encounter something like this on the trail, but I've seen it in many videos, and I also know that when I reach this point I would be getting there. 5 3/4 days to Tobermory. Okay, let's get up there. It is actually quite steep coming up this spiral staircase, and also quite a challenge with a full-size pack weighing almost 40 pounds strapped to your back. However, we did survive the ordeal, and we are now pretty much at the top of the escarpment, I believe. Okay, let's keep going. I'm making a little bit of food. We're gonna have some oatmeal. This is just regular oatmeal this time, not flavored. My water's boiling for coffee and the oatmeal. I've got a tiny little bit of garbage burning. My pack, just doing a bit of organization in my food bag. Even though I did it all last night, I'm doing it again. The trail that I came down, and then the trail that I'm going up. But did I mention the view? Look at that. Now way over there in the distance, that's where we were yesterday and the day before, if you will, working our way across that bluff and that escarpment area into Wyatt and itself. Now we're on the north side of Colpoys Bay. But what a beautiful little lunch spot. I just wanted to take a moment and kind of show you that, show you where I was having my break today, a break today. Stove seems to be working fine, everything's working fine. By the way, got to tell you about this bag. If you've been following my videos, and I hope you have, you'll know that I had to replace my bag. My backpack. The Inca, the Mountain Warehouse Inca 80 liter that I was using, and I love the capacity, just was not holding up. So I ended up, through the assistance of Leo, my trail angel in Owen Sound, I ended up going to a store called Sun Trails. I believe it's called Sun Trails in Hepworth. It's an outfitter's hiking, kayaking, and I think other things too, but a good place to go. And I picked up the Osprey, I guess it's the Osprey Aether, something like that, 70 liter AG. Loving this bag. I do miss a little bit of the size between the 80 and the 70, but having said that, there's nothing else that compares. This is 100 times the bag that my other one was. And it was a good bag, and I liked it, and it had great features. In fact, it had a lot of good features. I think the manufacturer or the company, whoever, just need to spend a little bit more money on their stitching and their overall kind of quality of the product, and they'd actually have a serious backpack with that Inca 80 liter. But the way it is today, they don't. This is amazing. Significantly more expensive, yes. And I may have mentioned I did get a discount when I bought this of 10% because I'm a member of the Bruce Trail Conservatory. But however, I just wanted to tell you, loving the bag so far, awesome, no problems. The stitching, the zippers, the way it feels, perfect. Takes a little bit of getting used to from what I was using, but once you start to get used to it, I've been on the trail for several days with this bag now. Absolutely amazing. So just for a point of interest, if you are in the market for a backpack, I would definitely look at these guys, because Osprey seem to know what they're doing, that's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna have my lunch break. I think my water's ready, so I'm actually gonna pour out, oh yeah, lots of steam coming out. Pour out what I need for my coffee, pour the rest into my oatmeal, give my oatmeal a little stir. So this is actually 2 packets of regular with 1 little packet of apple oatmeal. You know, those like individual kind of quick serving or quick prepared things. So there's actually 3 packets in there. So that's fine. That's going to be good. It'll probably work out just right. So I'm going to go ahead and make my coffee. And you know what? I'm going to sit here for just a little while. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, enjoy my oatmeal, and then we're going to get going. Tonight I'm hoping to spend this evening in a camp. I can't think of the name. Coca Bay, maybe Coca Camp, something like that. I'll figure it out and let you know. Talk to you in a bit. Bye bye. Now this is very interesting. It says, welcome. You are now entering First Nations lands as guests of the Chippewas of No Ash Band. Wow. So right now we are on First Nations land. First Nations being the original inhabitants of Canada, if you will. North America, First Nations. I suppose a lot of other countries too, but yeah, so here the First Nation people were originally and are today the Chippewa Nation. So wow, that's interesting. Thank you to the Chippewa Nation, No Ash Band, for allowing us to be here on their property, on their lands. So I suppose this land would be considered or called, and I'm not sure if that's correct, but a First Nations reserve. I don't know, but anyhow, definitely Chippewa Nation land, and awesome. Okay, so right now we're showing about 14 kilometers to go to get to our overnight rest area. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. The rain's held off quite nicely, a bit of spitting here and there, but nothing too exciting. So yeah, let's try that again. Everything's going fine. Day 31 of our northbound through hike of the Bruce Trail. Okay. So far, so good. Well, day 31 continues. I think I have about 5 or 6 kilometers left to the camp area. However, I'm not 100% sure. I should maybe check the map, but I think it's about 5 or 6 kilometers, which will put me there in good time. Hopefully, they do have facilities. On the map it says they have facilities, full facilities, and a supply store. Supply store, as I've said, I don't need, but if those full facilities include showers, then a nice hot shower would be lovely. It cooled right off today, and I'd been expecting it to do that for a while, but it did today. A little tricky part right here. So yeah, temperatures dropped drastically, much colder. I've put another layer on top and I'm still quite cold, but doing fine. Anyhow, okay, gets a little tricky here. Let's keep going. I think the name of this road pretty well sums it up. Crooked Toe Road. Yeah. Okay. Right here, there's a sign, Indian Head, Cape Croker Indian Park. The blaze tells us to turn left. The arrow points to the left. Oh, there's a car coming on this road. So this is hopefully where we go. And we're obviously very close to our camping area now for the night. That's great. That's good. So I'm tired now. Been a long day. I haven't calculated exactly, but I think it's somewhere around 27 to 28 kilometers by the time I get to the campground from where I started this morning. So that's enough for today. Okay, let's continue. So we're now entering into the Cape Croker Park, and it's right on the trail. The trail brings us right through its front gates, and there's a sign here about the Bruce Trail. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. So obviously this is where we are. In the morning we're going to continue along the trail and off we go. Tonight we're going to stay here, or at least I hope we are. Okay. Cape Croker Park. Well, obviously this time of year it's not going to be busy, which is good, peaceful, quiet. Looks like porta potties over there, and maybe a building behind that kind of gazebo type building. There's another building. I'm assuming that's like showers and stuff. Okay. Good morning, good morning. Well, first off, correction. Yesterday, I was saying, you know, welcome to day 31. And today's day 31. It wasn't. It was day 30. Today is the real day 31. So that's confusing in itself. We left the campsite where we stayed last night. It was a First Nations campsite, owned and operated by the Nawash people of the Chippewa Nation. So yeah, that in itself was interesting. Park was very quiet. Temperatures dropped rapidly and it's become really quite cold. Today I'm wearing rain pants as well as my shorts and 3 layers on top, but the weather will improve, I believe, over the next day or so. Okay, I believe we're on the right track here. We just crossed a road and I wanted to make sure. Cobwebs, man, you gotta love those southbound hikers if I could ever find one. But anyhow, so yeah, so today's day 31. Everything is going fine. We're leaving Cape Croker, again, continuing up the peninsula. About, well, tomorrow, I'm saying late afternoon, give or take, we should reach Lion's Head. So tonight, it'll be a wild camp again. Somewhere between, let's say halfway between here and Lion's Head. I'm looking at 25 to 30 kilometers today, which would be fine, and then Lion's Head tomorrow night. From Lion's Head, so tomorrow night, today's Thursday, tomorrow night would be Friday. From Lion's Head, we have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and we should reach the northern terminus in Tobermory, all things going according to plan, which quite often don't. Gary here, trail name Jasper. Welcome to day 31, the real 31, of my 1,010 kilometer through hike northbound on the Bruce Trail in Ontario. Again, with a handful of select side trails just to get that mileage over 1,000 kilometers. Yeah. The trail this morning, well, it's wet, rocky, tree roots, challenging. You got to really watch where you're going, mindful of every step. But you know what? For the last 31 days, this trail's been pretty much like this, pretty much all the time, except for the odd kind of road walk or kind of flat section. But pretty much it's been a challenge. It's very much a working trail, as I've said before. But okay, we kind of knew that anyhow. Okay, let's see what adventure we can get into today. Well, on real day 31, it's about 10 a.m. We're only a little over 5 kilometers into the hike this morning. It's been horrendously challenging. Right now, the trail is pretty good. Take a look at the trail. It's good in a beautiful forest. But only moments ago, and for most of the morning, it has been horrendously challenging. Some serious, steep, rocky, scrambling kind of climb. Hey, we just stopped. Second breakfast, maybe. Some electrolyte beverage, a packet of Kraft, well, not Kraft, but no-name cheese and crackers, and a granola bar. So that was second breakfast. Roll on lunch. Yeah, cold, although I have now gone back to my shorts, t-shirt and my little thin hoodie simply because of the work we were doing on the climbs. But that's good, that's fine. Every climb I do, every step I take is one less that I have to do to accomplish my goal. So that's okay, I don't have a problem with that. If you like what we're doing, if you like my videos, please like, share, comment, ask a question, and do subscribe to my channel. Hey, if you ask questions, I will answer them, and maybe we can get a discussion going on different things, such as hiking techniques, where you like to hike, the kind of gear we're using, things like that, interesting things that we can all learn from. Okay, I'm going to finish my break, and then I'm going to get going because my miles are a little low for this time of day. I need to step it up a little bit, but again, it's been a challenging morning. Okay. Here's a beautiful lookout of Hope's Bay and the continuing peninsula north. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. My goodness. How lucky are we to be here today. Right through here is just a beautiful section of trail. It's a rocky trail, as you can see, with the lake just crashing up against the rocks and the shale to our right. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. It's gray. Mist, that kind of fine mist rain. It's been like that, oh, pretty much for the last few hours now, but before that was a little heavier rain. Anyhow, day 31 progresses. It's been interesting. I was warned as I progressed north into the Bruce Peninsula and the peninsula section of this hike, the terrain would become increasingly challenging, and that is for sure true. Today, absolutely horrendous, very hard kind of scrambly sections that went on for hour after hour. But having said that, it's been super interesting. It's been very pretty. and I wouldn't have wanted to miss it for anything. So hey, it's probably around 4:30, 4:45 now, and I'm still only about maybe 23.5, maybe 24 at the most kilometers into the day. So that's how challenging it's been. Hopefully, even though it's very rocky, hopefully we can, say an hour from now, find a suitable area to set up our camp for the night. A little grassy area would be perfect, but we'll see what we can find as we progress. Okay, let's keep going. Good morning. Well, yesterday from around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I didn't record a lot of footage. The rain came, it was windy, it was cold, and you know, it just kind of beat me down a little bit, but we kept going and we ended up with a 27.5 kilometer day, which was fine. We had really some horrendous trails, very challenging, but we did just fine at 27.5 kilometers. Today, we continue to push north and we're heading to Lion's Head. That's our next and final resupply location. From there, we have the final push of around somewhere around 85 to 90 kilometers into the standby. Okay, sorry about that. For a moment, right ahead of me, I'm going down this little kind of country gravel kind of laneway, if you will, and there's a couple of homes all along the water side. Anyhow, I thought ahead of me, I thought it was a bear on the trail. Turned out it wasn't a bear at all. I think it was a Sasquatch or something like that, but anyhow, a big furry thing. Anyhow, fine. So where was I? Okay, yeah, so 27.5 kilometers yesterday. It was an horrendously hard day. I was in my tent in a campsite by 6:30 p.m. Little tricky setting up in rain, having supper, but I did. I didn't do a bear bag hanging last night. I just kept everything in the tent with me, but just because the rains was so hard, and I thought to heck with it. But anyhow, today we're heading into Lion's Head. Today is day 32. Yeah, October the 4th, day 32. Gary here, trail name Jasper. Welcome to my channel. So, today's goal is about 22 kilometers, so it's a shorter day, into Lion's Head. As I was saying, Lion's Head is our last resupply for the push north to Tobermory. Everything's going well. I'm just reviewing 1 or 2 pieces of equipment. Loving the Osprey 70 litre AG bag, loving it. So yeah, everything else is working fine. The trail, it provides, it continues to be quite challenging. I cannot underestimate the Bruce Trail. It's a challenge. Okay, you know what? We're going to keep going. We're going to talk to you in a little bit. Yeah. Well, looking north, up the peninsula, is all where we're going to be heading over the next few days. Wow. And looking over the expanse, Georgian Bay. Sailboat way in the distance. You might see it. I think the sun is kind of reflecting from it a little bit, helping illuminate it. Down below us, just straight the shoreline below. Amazing, beautiful, rugged, challenging trail. Very challenging trail. It just continues to push gets harder and harder, but it's such an experience. Yeah. The harbour at Lion's Head. You see the lighthouse, which is really quite famous, by the way. Boats at the marina. You can see the cliffs that we walked upon in the distance. And of course, the beautiful bay. Wow.